Hey everyone, it's Tim Houston, best-selling author, professional speaker, entrepreneur, and I have a question for you. Do you know the four questions that no-nonsense networkers, really effective networkers, ask before they attend a networking event? Now, a lot of times, some people, not most, but some, will prepare to go to a networking event. They'll know what they want to wear. They'll make sure they have enough business cards. They have one or two pens on them to write notes down. They'll psychologically and physically prepare themselves to go into that networking event. But what majority of people don't do are ask four basic questions of the one person who, more than anybody, has the most information about everyone in attendance at the event and can make your networking more effective. And that's the organizer of the event. So if you are going to a networking event or a conference or a seminar or a business card exchange, maybe a social mixed meet and mingle kind of thing, you want to reach out either on the phone or via email to the organizer of the event, and you want to ask them these four questions. The first question, you want to know who are the attendees. Now, there are some events that are catered towards certain types of individuals. Maybe they're small business owners. Maybe they're C-level executives at bigger companies. Maybe they're geared towards the nonprofit sector. Maybe they're salespeople, marketing reps, people on the technical side or research and development, whatever it might be. You want to find out who the attendees are. It's really important because you have to decide if that's the audience or the people that you want to be around in order to build new relationships. Because not every networking event is created equal. There might actually be certain activities that you need to be doing rather than networking at this given time to deepen relationships with people that who are already in your networks. On the other hand, you may need to explore more and get to know the people who might be at that event. So find out who will be the attendees. What's the demographic? What's the age range, the level of success perhaps, or in general, who are they? After you've gotten the answer, and if you decided to continue to go to that event, what you want to find out from the organizer is what is the structure of the event. This is important because there are two general ways networking events are set up. One is called an open networking kind of event, and one is more of a closed or structured event. So a lot of your mixed meet and mingles, business card exchanges at your local chamber of commerce, they tend to be an open event. In other words, you're going out there, there's no formal introductions, it's pretty much go out into the field and meet people, okay? Stop, talk to them, etc. That's what the organizers expect you to do. On the flip side, if you're going to an organization like BNI or let's say a Rotary Club or a Kiwanis or even the Chamber of Commerce to a certain degree, some of them do it this way, they have a structured meeting where they follow a structured agenda. There are certain time limits and there are points in which people who are not members are given the opportunity to actually speak about their business, about themselves, whatever is appropriate. So there have also been, I've actually experienced over the years a hybrid event between an open networking and a structured event, whereby I remember going to a Chamber of Commerce event where it was pretty much open. It was an open format for about the first hour. And people were going around and talking to each other, exchanging business cards, that sort of thing. And at one point, one of the chamber officers got up, introduced the sponsors, thanked everyone for being here. The sponsors had like a minute or two to talk, and then they asked the visitors who are non-chamber members who were attending that event to get up in about 30 seconds to 1 minute, tell us who they are and what they do, okay, and perhaps where they were located. So you had that little opportunity as well. So find out the structure of the event because you need to prepare accordingly. Third, what is the dress code for the event? Now, you see I'm dressed very casually. I'm recording this on a Friday, and I'm dressed very casually in my home. Well, guess what? Sometimes there are networking events where my attire right now is perfectly acceptable. They may be more social. They may be in a venue where, again, coming dressed in a business suit when tie is not appropriate. On the other hand, showing up to a formal event that is business attire or even to a certain degree formal attire, if you show up dressed for a luau or a picnic or just a casual Friday, it's not going to work. And I've actually seen that happen in various situations. I remember I was invited in Dallas, Texas to attend an event, and it was business casual. So, you know, you could wear slacks, khakis, you don't need a tie. You could, some people did. And because we were in Dallas, people were showing up with cowboy boots on, jeans, and a Stetson hat. So that was perfectly acceptable. I remember being in Aruba and going to a networking event that was taking place on the beach. So if I was dressed in a suit and tie, that would be totally inappropriate because of the venue. So find out what the dress code is and dress for the event. The final question you want to ask the organizer of the event is one that a lot of people don't even think of until well after the event. Find out if the attendee list could be made available to you before the event starts. Now, some organizations will actually put their attendee list on their registration web page. There are sites like meetup.com and even Facebook groups or Facebook invitations that the events are promoted through that will list who the attendees are. Now, if you could get your hands on an attendee list, it'll help your networking to be more strategic. There might be specific people there that you see on the list who are scheduled to attend that you want to meet. And you might want to talk to the people that you already know, or perhaps even the organizers, to ask for an introduction to one or two people on the list. You don't want to take everyone's contact information and spam them. You don't want to cold call them. You don't want to, run up to them and just start talking to them. This is if you could find out who the attendees are, and if there's a certain person that you would like an introduction to based on their reputation, or maybe you've had a hard time contacting them in the past, find out who else knows that person, if they would be willing to make an introduction to you. A little bonus tip, which I teach my students, is that if you're at a networking event and let's say you encounter someone who you're talking to, ask them who they would like to meet at the event. And if you know the person, introduce them. If you don't, ask around as you go through. Hey, by the way, do you know Joe Smith from XYZ Incorporated? I met someone here who would like to meet him. And then if you can make that happen, make that match happen, so much the better, I think, in many cases for both parties. So again, be a no-nonsense networker. Ask those 4 questions before going to your next networking event by first contacting the organizer and ask them those 4 questions. And your networking efforts will be more productive, more profitable, and more prosperous. For more tips like that and more, you can pick up my latest book, No Nonsense Networking, the complete guide, the straightforward guide to making productive, profitable, and prosperous contacts and connections, available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, in your local bookstore, and anywhere books are sold physically or digitally. And be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, and for more information about upcoming training seminars, online programs, visit my website, tmhouston.com. That's www.tmhouston.com. Until we meet again, make sure that your networking is very productive, profitable, and prosperous. Have a fantastic day, folks. Thanks.